Alas, I had seeketh across the land, through mist and tide, to find my lady. And there she was, laying upon the moss. What are you talking about? Let's have some pilchards. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Chenarus, and welcome to Fishy Fingers. Yes, I've been eating pilchards out here. If the missus sniffs my fingers, well, she's... Here we are in Chenarus. I'm just having a little snicky snack, and I pick up my baby here. Yes, I finally found the weapon. Everybody knows I love the M249, so unfortunately we haven't got a bipod. But hey-ho, I'm not going to complain. We are playing on a hardcore server that is locked to the first-person view, and rather than me being out in the wilderness, not getting any kills, getting killed and showing you some tutorial-based things, we're going to have a look at the traders, and specifically the black trade.
He said black! He said black! I'm triggered! I'm triggered!
As we enter the trader, there's a guy who's bugged and he looks kind of invisible, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to leave the camera rolling and let you experience what it's like to visit a trader when there are other people there, because the interactions are quite interesting, and we also get an opportunity to look at their gear. So, pull the curtains, get the popcorn out, and let's go and have a look at a trader.
Also have seen like people have pockets on their pants. So
As we came into the trade, you may notice a few people smoking drugs, but I'll get into that in a minute. But this poor guy, no, he's not hacking, no, he's not cheating. For some reason, as he loaded in, he ended up looking like this, which is, let's be honest, this is the most perfect camouflage you're ever going to see in DayZ. If he takes all his armour off, he is invisible. Now, here at the trade, as you can see, there are a lot of weapons on the table, and we will be having a look at those in a bit.
Hacking, dude.
This is absolutely bizarre.
Like,
wait, pull your weapon out and put it back. Maybe that's fixes it. Whoa, your head is in your body. Your head is in your body. What the fuck?
What the fuck? For
Dude,
real?
you're just a meatball. What the fuck? Report it.
Hey, I gotta ask my friend if he can print.
Hmm? Does anyone have spare money?
Hey.
As you can see on the table here, there are quite a lot of weapons in this modded server. And one of the aspects I do love about that is that there are different engagement ranges. Each weapon seems to handle differently. And while a lot of people say that the ballistic models in DayZ are not quite up to scratch, I personally don't have any issue with it whatsoever. I think certainly firing the M249 saw, it's got lots of recoil on it. There are no working bipods, if I can get my teeth in. There are no bipods working at the minute, especially on this server, and they're not working in the 1.4. But with the DayZ expansion that's coming up, and I have been accepted as a tester, hopefully when new features come in and that is released to the public, I will be covering it here on the channel and showing you videos and updates on the things that they've been adding, including helicopters. But as you can see, this lad here running around looking like that. But it gives us the opportunity to look at some of the other stuff on here. Unfortunately, my mic in-game is not working. You see this guy here has got the Deagle, the Golden Desert Eagle. He's also got a version of the night vision on here. I have seen different versions of it here, including the new version that the military uses with the 4 tubes. Looks fantastic. Unfortunately, personally, right now, I've only got the optic sight that has the thermal and night vision on it. There's another variant there, I think. But of course, that's one of the aspects that we love about DayZ, is that every player on the field, very, very rarely, unless intentionally, looks the same. All the gear, all the clothing. It's literally a Milsims. It's a dream for anybody who loves all the military gear, because it's all in here remodeled perfectly. Of course, the audio sounds as well in game are just absolutely amazing.
I'm gonna sit in queue for like fucking 1 hour.
Nah, man, relog. There's no queue. Just
Wait, in 30 minutes I should restart.
do it.
Yeah, that's restart in 30 minutes.
Oh, let's just abuse this bug and go out and have fun.
Creepy.
One of the aspects that's kind of cool on a modded server is that when there is a group of people who actually support the server by contributing financial gains to it, a lot of the modders have their own sections when it comes to the traders. So if you're in a certain group, you can have one of the modders create your own set of clothing. So when you go to the traders, your clothing is there under your section. So you and your group can all run around like little toy soldiers in your own clothing. And of course, as you've seen on the WAF servers, you can even have your logo and elements like that put on your backpacks, helmets and clothing. It is a really nice feature and something that encourages people to want to contribute towards the servers. I have looked in at getting some hosting myself for a hardcore server, but it works out at around 80p per slot. Well, you do the maths, that's each month. And of course, when you're playing on a 80 to 120 player server, that works out at around, if my maths is right, at around £100 a month, which of course is not really doable for anybody. Well, why would you want to, for a start? Because the admins are on quite a lot, new updates and things break and players get stuck, etc, etc. So it is almost a full-time job and it can be quite expensive. So as you can see, these guys are looking all Gucci. It's a pity the conversations don't record in-game because I did have some fun talking to these guys at some point. But what we will do in a second, we'll have a look at some of the guns that are on this table behind me, and including the RPK, which I didn't even know was in the game. Many of you out there know that I love the M249.
Yeah, you fucking hacking, dude.
What the fuck? Lol.
You buy them over here. This guy.
Well, let's have a look at some of the gear that's available here at the trader. And of course, as a fairly new player onto this server, I don't have a lot of money, and I certainly don't have any money stashed away. But as you can see, here's a little short selection here. I think that's a 50 Barrett. Is that a battle rifle, P90, RPK? What we got? We got shotguns galore at the back. I don't know what that top one is. Grease gun. Is it a Stig 44? And holy crap! Look at that up there. That's the weapon I used in 4 para. That is the SA-80, or that actually looks like the tank variant, but I could be wrong. So yes, there are a huge selection of weapons in here, and I also noticed as well that these guys have the pineapple grenade and a few of the grenades that are not in the latest release for the grenades. So depending on what server you go on, you're going to find different weapons. Is that anti-material rifle? There's the RPK. What a beast. An absolute beast. And of course there are shotguns and there are different ammo types as well, including beanbag rounds, which will knock your enemy down but not kill them. There are slug rounds, and basically there's everything you could possibly want in a modded server. Not the longest video today, but I thought you might find it of interest to have a look at one of the traders, because every single trader or server that I've been on seems to be completely different. So we'll come over here, we'll have a drink, and then we'll climb up one of these little towers over to my right and have a little look, and then that will be the end of this video. But as I mentioned, each trader is different on each server that you go to, and each one, including some of the role-playing servers, then there is a bartering system where the real players actually control the traders, rather than here we go up, we press a certain key, and then we can buy them with rubles, or we can sell money or trade, etc, etc. And you can buy food, weapons, tools, everything you can possibly want. Now, I really do feel sorry in a way for the console people out there. I'm not degrading your experience whatsoever, but I really hope at some point there is a way for the DayZ community to add modding to the consoles, because things like traders like this, being able to buy the tools that you need, makes some of the experiences so much easier, such as base building must be a nightmare on the consoles. Let me know if I've got that completely wrong. As I said, I'm not putting down the console guys whatsoever. You've got a harder road ahead of you than we have, because obviously we can mod quite easily. But anyway, this has been a quick look at one of the traders here on Rebellion, is it? I think, or Resistance server. It's one of the two. But I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. So a thumbs up, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in another DayZ video coming real soon. Bye-bye.